Welcome to Nintendo Ninja News. I'm your host, Chris Tysus, and we're here with the NNN show with a bit of a news update about some of the little tweaks and changes that we've been doing with my own website and Discord and, Nintendo Ninja News. So you've probably seen that this month I haven't been streaming as much. I've been putting more focus into pre-recorded videos and seeing where that goes. We thought it would be overly due to get back to reporting on the news and current affairs of what's happening with Nintendo and what's going on. Obviously, there's a new Switch model coming out next month. No, we're not getting it because it costs too much and, we don't quite have that budget for it. But we will try and pick up some other stuff later on down the track about that. But the first thing that we wanted to talk about is a new form board that we've made, which I have promised to myself in the past not to do again, but I feel like with my own website and having this type of form board, I think it will be easy to access for people who are not into Discord. And the couple years that we've had Discord hasn't been as successful as probably I would have wanted. We've still struggled to get 100 members on it. Not as much activity. It's a bit of a splattering of content that's put up there. And unfortunately, I can't do everything myself. And it doesn't matter how many times I say it, people don't take the hint and try and help out. My moderating team is great. They always try to be as supportive as I can. And there's always those few members here and there that will chip in and help. But beyond that, it's always a real struggle to try to get some of the quiet folk in to help out with that type of thing. So we thought this form, and we'll show you on our way. And this is the website as it is. And I think it looks quite nice. We did show it in a couple videos ago, but we were only showing off Nitty Ninja stuff, which you can see here. But you see that you have the creative form login where you log in. And you also have the forms, these 5. And we'll get to the actual form page. So here, and it's pretty easy to log in. I was going to do, a Facebook login and a Twitter one that you could do, but I thought, it's too much of a pain. Let's let people create their own login, and remember, it's pretty easy to do. So this form board, it took a little bit of time to style it because it is pretty old-fashioned. So you have the story universe, which is based on all my writings and stuff like that. That's my creative stuff. You also have video games, which is fairly important, I guess. You have music, which I'm into. Film and TV and film. I should probably add books to it at some point, but we'll see how we go with those two areas. And we have general discussions, which will also be a bit of a sporting angle as well, and other topics that come up. So it's a pretty simple form, and that's what I really wanted from this. For example, the video games that we have, some topics that I've put up already, Wii era stuff and Nintendo Switch era stuff, which is just general Switch discussions and things like that, which is nice. And I don't think you'll see a lot of Nintendo Ninja News videos. If you do, it would just be added to a topic or added to the Switch era stuff. Like if there's a review of something that I particularly like or a particular video that I like, it will just get added to the form board, which is great. For example, Pokemon Unite, this is what a topic looks like. It's pretty simple. And you'll see probably a lot of posts of me sort of talking to myself, but it's almost like diary entries. And I think that kind of works for a form board that's not going to be super, super active. But hopefully we'll get a few people in watching. And you see the new Pokemon Unite Season 2 trailer that just came out. It looks pretty cool. And Gengar got a spacesuit, so that makes no sense. He's a ghost, but hey, it's Pokemon. That's the way it is. But yes, so that's how the form board works. It's very simple. You can create topics. You have the story universe, which is the most topics. All my different stuff here. You can create your own topics. Of course, make sure don't spam the place, and common sense rules for people who remember forum boards. So, for those people who may cross from Discord to this website, it's similar. It's not quite like chat rooms, like Discord is in a voice room, but it will be based on topics and replies and things like that. But if you're an old guy like me, or someone's been on the internet for a long time, you know what forum boards are, you know what they are, all that sort of stuff. Excellent stuff. So it's pretty simple. I should actually get rid of that. I should probably show you how you do that. Can I... Because I trash it, I suppose. There you go. That's nice and clean now. So the forum is pretty good. You have one other section too, which is your profile that you get. And it has BuddyPress, which is another plugin for WordPress. That's the software that powers it. And this is what you get, which is nice. You get a little banner thing, a little bit Facebook-like or Twitter-like, actually. You can put in your own website if you join up. You have an activity list where it is loading up the updates, and it's sort of, you can go, oh, look, that's marked as a favorite because Gengar having a spacesuit looks pretty cool. And it sort of shows all the stuff that I've been doing on the forum board, and here, notifications you can do. There are groups, but I haven't enabled it. That's something that will come later on down the track, I think. Once we get a few people up and running. Then you have friends. There's no friends because there's no one else that's joined up. But I feel like this is a pretty easy thing. Settings that you can do, email accounts and stuff like that. So all that sort of special stuff there as well. So overall, I think this forum board is a pretty good idea. Yes, I've tried and failed before, but hey, I've tried YouTube 10 years ago and it didn't work. And then I tried it again 4 or 5 years later and it turned out pretty well for me. So sometimes it's the right timing. Sometimes it's a good website, but it's not the right timing. It's the same thing with my creative website. If it's had quite a few different versions over the year, probably half a dozen in the last 20 years. But this one is a version that will stick around forever because of the branding, or because of NNN news and stuff like that. So what will happen to Discord? I think Discord, the boards will be shortened quite a bit. I think probably the game boards will probably be dumped. And some of the other general type discussion stuff like music and that, we'll keep it very short and sharp, the section itself. And I think I could just show you. What may be dumped. Because I'm clever like that. So I think that we'll probably cut down on the general discussions and put that all away. And we'll probably get rid of the game section and do things like that. Because I think that there's just too many boards that I've tried to open up and it hasn't worked out. And I feel like as good as these sections are, and that's a nice egg bendy. We'll add a reaction. I don't know which one. We'll say Pikachu. Pikachu's lovely. But the fact that Discord has not been as successful, we'll have to cut back on it. And I will put my attention and focus on the website itself and stuff like that. So it's a bit of a shame, but I feel after 2 years of trying to promote Discord and trying to lure people over, it's easy to get people to join, but it's very hard to actually keep their attention and keep contributing to the place. And yeah, doing a website forum board could potentially be a worse idea. But I think that I will keep the form board around no matter what happens. I'll keep posting in it. You sort of see it as like a diary entries of me talking about a range of different topics that I would like to talk about, but I don't feel like it's video worthy or even podcast worthy. So I think Discord will be used as a place for, a little bit of chit-chat conversations, stream updates, if that even works or not, and mainly voice guest stuff and maybe podcast recordings. So we get people on the voice guest room chatting a bit more often during the streams and stuff like that, for that sort of thing. And I think the third thing that I'm just going to slip in here is the streams will change a little bit in terms of the just chatting spot will be removed. So instead of seeing, for example, you won't see this anymore because you notice how the screen is a bit too small and, the background is kind of important and then there's just too much stuff there. So you'll see the whole screen like this, and in the top left or top right corner, when I'm chatting to you guys, you will see the chat room sort of in a short little box, and it will disappear after 20 or 30 seconds, if you get what I mean. So it still means that people get to be part of the conversation, and you still get to see your chat during the stream. We might try and do it during the gameplay, if that makes sense. So we'll see how we go with that. But I think it's potentially a good idea to do something like that. Just try and change things up and see what will happen. Might have to take a sip. It's it's a long stream. This is a long video. This one. So, and some of these changes I want to do to try and help the YouTube channel, try to boost up because it's been in a lean spot, and try to get the website going because the website is actually doing pretty good. There's been more and more people sort of taking a look at it, clicking on a few different links, seeing what's going on with this Chris Tice's creative life.com website, what it's all about. Because it's a little bit of a mishmash of everything, but I still think it's clearly designed and you sort of know what you're getting and where things are. So I don't think people are going to be too lost in it. And there's 2 search engines in that website to help with just form board stuff and just discussion. So I've talked a lot, way over time at 13 minutes. A big thank you to everyone who did come and watch. Special word is Lapras. That's right. So if you got to the end of the stream, you type in the word, you type in that word, and I know that you've watched until the end, or you're an asshole and you just skipped 12 minutes right until the end, and that idea didn't work. But that's okay. So, in summary, new form board, please come and join. That will be fantastic. So I have some company there. The Discord is going to be reduced, and the chatting stream sort of thing is going to be a bit reduced and tweaked around to make things a bit more interesting. So hopefully people will enjoy that. And that's it for me, and I'll see you next time.